Alright, hello everyone, my name is Philip, and welcome to episode 3 of the SkojSkull podcast. I have right here with me Brandon, also better known as Snooperoofle on Twitch. How's it going, man?
Hey man, thanks for having me today. It's awesome. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm really excited to have you on today, because there's, compared to a lot of other people that I know, like, related to Twitch and everything, like, you have a competitive background related to everything. I thought that is really cool to like look into, but I would also like to talk about other things as well.
Yeah, competitive's a whole another thing to get into, so it's definitely fun, and it changes the pace of how most people, play games in general. So it's different for sure.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. So with competitive, like, how different is it compared to, like, I guess you could say casual gaming?
So, I mean, the easiest way to explain it is, like, most people go into a game and they play to have fun, right? Like, the first thing you think of is people playing games is, oh, I'm gonna go group up with friends and just have a great time. But once you start, like, competitive scening, it's more like, what's that little micro tiny little thing that's gonna change my gameplay to be that much better than the next guy who's right behind me trying to take my spot, There's always that leaderboard, there's always rankings, there's always stats to try and beat somebody with, and everybody's trying to do it. Like, gaming has taken such a far step forward in the past couple years. Like, we see it, we see Overwatch League on Disney Channel, man. Like, we saw
Really?
Counter-Strike. Yeah, like, they're everywhere. Gaming has taken such a rise in, like, the public's eye. Like, when I first started competitive gaming 15 whatever years ago, I tell somebody that I'm going over halfway across the country to go play a video game, and they're like, "You're out of your mind. I've never heard of that. What are you doing with your life?"
Yeah.
That's like, now we're at a whole nother level of it. So, I mean, that's just
so
the start,
interesting. So I didn't know, like, I heard that something that related to Overwatch League or something, like, it was on television. So it was actually,
Yep.
that's
I'm
insane.
it was like Nickelodeon or it was Disney. It was like one of those more towards kids things. And I know it was at the same time the stream went on, and they basically like live streamed it to national television that way. And we've never seen that before.
No, that's actually crazy. Do you think
Yeah.
that it's possible that, like, Fortnite had a play in that?
So I think Fortnite might have had like a play in the whole gaming scene itself. But when it comes to competitive, even Fortnite doesn't have things going on Disney Channel or Nickelodeon. Fortnite is still mostly gamers watching gamers. Like, it's a game that everybody can connect to, but it's not necessarily on a level where people are watching it. They're not looking for it on the news. They're not looking for it on Disney Channel. It's definitely grown in popularity because of celebrities and streamers getting together, things like that, which we haven't seen with Overwatch League. But every game has its own scene to try and take on, and Fortnite was kind of more built casually than a competitive game in almost every sense of the game. And people have taken it to a competitive level, so it kind of changes how things work. There aren't the same teams that you're really looking at. Like, Overwatch League is 6v6 professionals versus professionals. And when Fortnite was really taking off, the biggest thing we saw was Ninja and Drake. Everybody heard about Ninja and Drake playing, right? It was Twitter, it was on the news, it was literally everywhere. But it wasn't on TV. The actual game wasn't on TV, and I think that's the difference that Blizzard really took is publicizing it in not just in a casual game. They pushed it all the way to as far as they could. It's, I don't know how to really explain it like further than that. They put it on national television. Like, we heard interviews about Drake and Ninja on NBC or CNN, but we didn't actually see them play unless you were on Twitch, and that's Twitch. That promoted Twitch, not necessarily. It did promote the game, obviously, but it promoted Twitch more than anything. We've never seen that many people on Twitch before.
No, it was absolutely crazy. Like, there's so many people on Twitch now than there was before. There's so many people looking into Twitch as like, hey, I can look into this as a career. It's not that easy, but it's like,
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
it's interesting. Also, people are looking into like YouTube and Twitch as like a career choice when they're younger.
Yep.
That is wild.
That wasn't the case, 15 years ago.
No.
That just was not a thing. You went on YouTube and it was people doing vlogs still just because they weren't like, I need to be putting out a video today because my paycheck and my house relies on it. And it's actually a career choice now. Not an easy one, but it's a career choice.
Oh yeah, that blows my mind. Honestly, I think it's really cool because
Yeah.
like online is now being normalized. You know what I mean?
Yep,
And
it's changed so much.
oh yeah, like the especially with like going back to Fortnite, they kind of did like a sneaky way of having other consoles and stuff like that play together.
Oh yeah.
So they had to like you had to have a login to what was it?
Epic Launcher.
Yeah, Epic Launcher, to be able to play on the game, and that's what they go off of, not like the PlayStation or Xbox online. What is it called? Like servers. I don't know how to explain it. They go off of their own, and they kind of like that's how they connect with like that's how Switch is able to play with Xbox and so on.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I felt that was also another way of like kind of showing, I guess, like other companies that are going against each other to maybe we should work together.
Yeah, I mean, crossplay has been something every single gamer has been asking for such a long time. And just the fact that you're able to get even mobile players on together with them with console and with PC is one of the biggest changes that Fortnite has actually had. So
Oh, yeah.
we haven't seen any other mobile game actually take it to console and PC yet.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like also going back to the competitive side of things, I also remember when I was in your stream today that you mentioned that you dropped out of high school to pursue competitive gaming.
Oh no, I had someone in there asking about not going to college and pursuing competitive gaming. I never finished.
Oh,
Yeah, I never finished
sorry.
college myself, but it wasn't because I went for a professional gaming career. Okay.
Okay.
I was just
Okay,
saying
sorry.
it's important to not drop out of school because of gaming, because it's so hard to get in there. It's just as hard as getting a stream going, It's just as hard as YouTube because a lot of it is the same kind of networking you need to do, and just being good is just not enough anymore. Everyone out there can be good. Everyone can put in the time. And if you're going to drop
Oh, yeah.
school for something like that, you need, like, gaming should be your backup. It can be your primary, but it has to be your backup primary, You never know what
Absolutely.
can really happen with it.
No, yeah, definitely. My goodness.
Yeah, I was
'Cause-
competing in high school, but I never dropped school because of it. Like, I would miss some days of classes or whatever because I was out on a tournament over a weekend, and I'd miss a Monday, but it wasn't like I dropped school completely for it.
Yeah, no. Okay. Sorry, I got mistaken that then. My bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, like right now I'm doing a part-time job. I get home, I take care of things around the house, and then I get into streaming. Like that's
Yep.
that's how I do. What do you
Yeah,
do
I
for
work-
work?
I work full time, and I work for my local government as a mechanic. So, I'm currently at the bottom because I came into a government job with enough experience to get the job, but not necessarily enough to be up the ladder. So I currently am just like the tire boy. So I change all the tires for almost every single vehicle that our local government uses. That's everything from fire trucks, school buses, medics, motorcycles, trailers, and then I bust out my work pretty quickly. So I'll go out and I'll go help back up for other sections. So I actually do get into fixing other vehicles. So like I'm the backup motorcycle mechanic, and I help out the light section, which is police for the most part. And I've been training more in diesel with the school buses for the most part. So I'm kind of getting my foot in everywhere. I've been fixing vehicles for the past 7 years of my life, and just now getting into diesel.
Damn.
But yeah, it's fun. It's hot. It's 106 degrees today outside.
And where do you live?
You know, close to DC. I'm on the East Coast. So it was 106 index, but it's still high 90s, 106 index, and we're outside all day, so that's definitely fun.
Yikes!
You know, stay hydrated. Goodness. But you do that for 8 hours, and then I come home and I get about an hour to prep for stream. So that's showering and cooling off, and then hit the start stream button, man, and you go.
My goodness!
You just roll with it.
Damn.
Yeah. So I feel it, man. I work full time Monday through Friday, and I stream Monday through Friday. Fun stuff.
You take weekends off?
I've been pushing Saturdays a lot more just because I've seen pretty good consistency with it. But I really try to keep Sundays off unless I do like a short stream or something, and just keep something random throwing out there just to see what kind of people will show up for something I normally don't do, you know, just out of the blue. And
yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, 7 days a week is a lot for. I need my day off.
Yeah, I used to do 7 days a week for a little bit. That was I did that for like 3 or 4 weeks. That was way too much.
Well, I was doing that for a while actually. When I first started streaming, my initial reason for streaming was just to record VODs for my team, because I started streaming with Overwatch basically almost right when Overwatch came out. And my main goal was to record VODs for my team so my coaches could actually go through my VODs with me and talk with me about it. And then before you knew it, I actually had someone coming into chat and talking with me. And I was like, hey, that's kind of cool, you know? That's where it all began.
Oh yeah, with Twitch and everything, it's always cool to, especially to seeing someone just random pop in and saying hello. It gives us that extra energy as well. It's just like, hi, someone came in.
Yeah, it's like, that's not supposed to happen. What are you doing here?
Right here. But yeah, it's always cool like chatting with people. That's what I love about Twitch. It's just being able to communicate with your audience, just having someone to talk to while you're playing video games. I think is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely changed the way I play games, honestly. I mean, you go from completely 100% competitive all the time to, I now have to start looking at my second screen and seeing what people are saying to me. And so now you have to learn to multi-focus with a chat on one screen and still play at a promising level on your main screen. So
I still have yet to learn that.
Yeah, I mean, chat interaction is like my #1 goal. Like, it doesn't matter how many people are in my chat. I do my best to read every single message, and even if I don't read it out loud, I do my best to like at least respond to show that I've read your message. And I feel like that is the most important part about Twitch. Like, everyone wants to go there, and not everybody, I should say, but most people go there for chat interaction. They want to see something, and if they type in chat, they're typing to you, you know? Especially when you're smaller. It's most of the time directed at you. So, I mean, chat interaction is always my #1 goal. Now that I've taken streaming a lot more seriously.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a great goal. Like, you do work really well with like communicating with the audience. I always enjoy like hopping in and just chatting with you, because you're a chill guy. I enjoy just like popping in and just seeing how you're doing.
Yeah, thanks, man. I do the same for you.
Yeah, like I always find it fascinating how you are able to like just be able to switch so quickly between the game and the chat while you're in a competitive game, especially with Overwatch. Because I used to love playing Overwatch a lot. I tried streaming it. It didn't really work out for me because I have a hard time trying to read chat as I'm trying to like play a game as focused as Overwatch is.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely took practice. I mean, once I realized, okay, this is gonna be a whole nother topic, right?
Yeah.
But basically, once I realized that I wanted to actually stream, like I wanted to take Twitch more seriously, I realized like chat is important. Like, before it was like, cool, I have a chat. Now it's like, I need to make sure that you know, my viewership, my community, everyone here is happy, and that means reading chat all the time. And it took a very long time for me to realize that skill alone doesn't get you anywhere on Twitch. It helps, but it actually by itself will not get you anywhere. If someone's talking to you and they're talking to themselves for 5 minutes, why aren't they going to go to the next streamer and be like, hey, this guy's actually going to say hi back to me? And so that was like my main goal. I never want to miss a message. I read every single message I possibly can. And if I have 5 seconds death timer in Overwatch and I miss it, I've got my laptop on my right side over here and I scroll up the chat and I make sure I didn't miss their message. So like, I make sure that that is #1 goal. But it took so long to be able to multitask like that, to be able to read chat in that quarter of a second and then come back. But it's funny because sometimes I'll like think it's the wrong person because I generally go on people's length of name and the color of their name. So if someone changes the color, if someone changes the color of their name like midstream, I'll be like, oh hey, and then I'll say the wrong name and I'll be like, wait. I'm like, what'd you do? You messed me up.
Or like someone else that pops into the chat and they have the same color name and same length and everything.
Same length, yeah. Even same badges, you know, sometimes badges help. You get the little sword icon for your mods and
oh yeah, but even like even my mods, like they have like the same color name and the same length, and I'm just like, oh, you've been here. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah.
oh, you're fine. Yeah. My goodness. How long have you been doing this for?
So I started taking streaming seriously in March of last year, so March 2017, because that's when I actually stopped trying to go for like pro scene in any game, because that's when I actually started this recent job, my local government job. It's a good job, so I didn't want to turn it down. And the schedule it has me on actually keeps me from being able to scrim with teams anymore, because we scrimmed from 8 p.m. to midnight. And I basically go to bed at 10 o'clock now at like the latest, because I'm up for work at 4:30 in the morning. So I can't stay up till midnight scrimming every single night anymore. So March 2017, and then a couple months after Overwatch is the first time I actually hit the start stream button. So it's been a trip.
Damn. Nice. I bet.
It's been longer than I'd like to admit. Yeah, but no, it's cool. I mean, I love streaming now. It's great.
I'd love it too. It's like definitely eye opener for me compared to YouTube, because I used to do YouTube for like 5 years, and it's like a night and day almost with YouTube and Twitch.
Oh yeah, I mean, I attempted YouTube on a different account before, and I gave up. I couldn't do it, man. The video editing, all that stuff, like, oh my god, it's so much. I feel like it's so much more work. Like with Twitch, I can hit start stream and I'm good to go. You know, with YouTube, you have to record, you have to edit, you have to look at everything, you have to be happy with your own product, and that's the hardest thing for me. Is no matter what I put out there, I was never happy with my product. I was like, man, this could be better. Look at this guy's video, you know, like, I need to expand more. And then I'd do all this research and get into it, and I'd edit another 10 hours into a video to try to make it look nice. And I'm like, nah, and then I just throw it out. I just delete it completely. It was gone.
Oh my goodness.
That was my issue with YouTube.
Yeah, like a 3-hour video for like Overwatch for me took like 8 hours to edit altogether. I was just talking to nobody, which made me go not insane, but it was just like I need someone to talk to. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I remember that. So I've taken a step away from YouTube, but I've got ideas to get back into it. I'm thinking about just pulling straight off Twitch and hoping that I get perfect runs off of Twitch for it, you know? Is like, if I can keep it smooth enough for me to upload to YouTube, that's about the most I really want to do, because the editing portion of it was just so much work, and I knew I couldn't be happy with my project in the end with it. But I feel like my stream in general is at a pretty decent point for me. So
yeah, just take like either a small clip or just like, even if it's just like 30 seconds long, just post that onto YouTube and just be like, title it whatever happened in the video that you did.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's small, and it's like content. It's what am I trying to say? You're spreading out into other social media.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, and you're like showing off like, hey, look what I did in Overwatch. I pulled off this clip, sort of thing, and people be like, oh, what? Be interested in like checking it out and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of I do a lot of educational Twitch streaming, as in like educational
that's
for
what I talk about,
like gaming and how to improve, and small little tips and tricks that you can do. And one of my only educational video that I ended up putting up on YouTube was my biggest views I've ever gotten, you know, on YouTube, as far as since I switched over YouTube accounts and really tried to make everything so it's Snoop, you know.
Yeah.
And so I put the video out there, and I'm like, this was pulled directly right off my Twitch. Like, I did absolutely no editing. I took it off of Twitch and I threw it on YouTube, and I told people about it, and bam, I had a ton of views off of it, and you know, I got more follows on Twitch from it. But it was literally just me sitting on stream with a as educational commentary as I could possibly pull off, like non-stop talking, just going about every single hook shot that I throw as Widow, and every single shot, and where people are going to be and what I think they're going to do next, so that I can be prepared to hit that shot where I know they're going to be. And so things like that is I think where my forte was, because people can easily ask questions in my chat, and if someone on YouTube had that same question, might get answered in that same amount of time, you know?
Oh yeah.
So I'd like to do that more, but it's hard to get a clean enough commentary because I always get distracted.
That's fine. Even that, just. But
that's what I mean,
I
is
guess.
my product. I want my product to be good on YouTube, and if I'm like, oh man, it's just I sidetracked a little bit too much, that's not good for YouTube, and I just never upload it, and that's why nothing gets uploaded on YouTube.
See, but like, I don't know, like if you have like a really good game that day or something, like I can see you probably, especially since you're in like the higher ranked games and everything, like people love like looking into that on YouTube. They love looking for high ranked games.
Yeah.
So you can literally like post a video a day with that, if you want to get to that point where like of a game, like a good game, you had that stream and just post it.
Yeah,
Something
I mean,
like
it's a possibility. I have to remember where that game is. You know, you play so many games in one stream. I really just don't have free time, you know? I mean,
oh yeah, free time's a huge thing.
8 hours of work, come home, 1 hour of a break to kind of get things rolling, launch up stream, and
yeah.
before you know it, it's bedtime. So,
Oh yeah,
I mean, time is the biggest constraint, and I keep telling myself that I'm gonna upload on a weekend, because that's when I don't stream as long, or I actually have some time, and then it never happens. So it's something I know I need to work on, and I know it could have improvements in my social media aspect, but
just take it casually at first. Don't take it seriously, and then over time, if you see like growth from it, then just be like, oh hey.
See, that's my problem. I never take anything casually. If you see me play any game, like Monster Hunter, man, that's the latest craze, right? I'm in Monster Hunter, and I'm using the bow, and I'm going for speedrun times. Like, that's what I'm doing. It's a casual game, and I'm going for speedrun times, man. I mean, really, that's what I'm saying. Is like my goal is to be the top at literally everything I do as best as I can when it comes to gaming, you know? Like,
That's good though.
It is, but that means everything that other people normally take casually, I'm like, no, you need to be doing it this way because you're gonna do more damage this way. They're like, but I need to survive, and I'm like, just dodge.
Bob and weave.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Yeah.
it's all about those. I mean, like in Monster Hunter, you have 0.13 seconds to dodge a roar. I don't know if you know this. I know you've gotten into Monster Hunter World recently too, but you have 0.13 seconds when a monster roars to press your dodge button and dodge his roar. And I mean, like, I'm trying to perfect that.
That is crazy.
So it's things like that. It doesn't matter how casual of a game it is. I feel like I need to find the most optimal build. I need to find everything. And so it's the same with Twitch, and it's the same with YouTube. It's all the same to me. I mean, I do the best I can to make sure everything's clean and looking good, or professional looking, or etc. for the people who actually watch me, you know?
Yeah. People would eat those videos up though. Like of you like talking about like different games, especially with Monster Hunter, because that's like the new big thing right now. Like if you talked about, hey, I beat this monster in this amount of time, this is what I did. People would be interested in watching that.
Yeah, that was actually my goal. I've got a small list that I keep that I actually leave at work because that's where I get all my ideas, and then I forget to bring it home. But I've got a list of ideas that I want to do for Monster Hunter already. Like for bow, it's got a special jewel that allows you to have a fourth charge on a bow shot. And I went on YouTube and I couldn't find one video of people explaining the most optimal way to use that jewel specifically. And I'm thinking if I can do something like that, that's my opportunity. I just need to do it already, you know?
Hop on that, dude. Like,
Yep.
even if it's like you're just talking about it on stream, take that clip and post it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's gonna be the best way for me to do it, because if I just want to record it, it'll never happen.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, that's been with me with gaming right now too. Like, I can't edit another gaming video right now. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Damn. My goodness. That's really cool. So was it always, have you ever had, like, I guess, like, you could say a casual mindset when it comes to playing video games?
Yeah, Super Nintendo as a kid.
Yeah?
That's about it, man. I mean, I can't think of a time after that. Like, basically, the day I got my PC is the day I started competitive gaming. Like, the first day I had my PC was like, man, I can't remember what, I think it was 1.6, CS 1.6 that I actually purchased as one of my first games. And I wanted to get competitive, and I was like always going for top of the leaderboard in a casual sense. It was casual lobbies. I didn't know that there was actual leagues even at that point, but I wanted to be the best, you know. Everyone wants to be the best. They want to see their name at the top. And then I finally went into Source, and that's when it all really began. People were like, hey man, you should play for a team. And I'm like, what do you mean a team? And that's where it began. But I mean, before that, I guess it was casual, but that was like Game Boy Color Pokemon and you know, Nintendo 64 Donkey Kong. But once the internet was at my disposal, it was it. We're done. Let's get to the top.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. Huh. I find that interesting. Because, like, I've always watched different, I guess you could say, competitive players. Like, there are competitive teams. Like, there's FaZe, there's Optic, there's other teams I'm trying to remember the name of. Well, there's a lot of different competitive teams in general.
Yeah.
Is there a competitive team that you, like, looked up to when you were younger, or even now?
I mean, now I haven't really been keeping track of competitive teams, but it's more players that I've always looked up to. It's not teams, because teams are your whole team working together. So it was always like I wanna mimic a certain style of a player and learn how to be good like them. It's not like, man, this team alone is amazing. I always saw the individual aspect in gameplay. And so I think that was a big part about my own self-improvement in games. Is a lot of people watch team games and they're like, wow, the team's amazing. But if you watch how each individual person plays instead of how the whole team plays together, sometimes it can help. Like, you can see, oh, this guy, even though it's teamwork, he flashes for his teammate, or he does this for his teammate. It's the, why did he do that? And you want to analyze every single little thing that happened in that game. So when you see a guy peak a perfect shot in Counter-Strike for the first time, and you're like, I had no idea you could do that, you know? And that's when you first start. So there was, like, in Counter-Strike Source, I think Schaefer was one of the biggest, like, motivators for me becoming a sniper in the game.
Yeah.
He was like the top opper at the time, op being the one-shot kill bolt action sniper rifle in Counter-Strike, if you didn't know. But I saw him, and he would almost, like, wipe a whole team by himself, because there were frag videos, you know, everyone's watching frag videos, and it was just non-stop op kills, and I'm like, I need to do that. Like, who is this guy? And I started looking him up, and I found out he's a top player. I'm like, all right, that's my goal. And so I don't even remember what team he played for, but he was one of the top players at the time, and so, I mean, it's a player, not a team, that I look up to.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
even in Overwatch, I mean, I started off as a projectile player when I went to the competitive scene. So I played like a lot of Genji and Pharah and stuff like that. And the first Genji I saw was Shadowburn. And so he's the first person I attempted to actually copy his style and build off of him. And then I heard about SkojSkull. I actually heard about SkojSkull after Shadowburn.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like combined both of their play styles together to create my own to be a competitive player. But it's always a player, not a team that I really look up to. So
That's interesting. Yeah. That makes sense too, because it's just like you don't look at a you look at a team for more of like how they communicate with each other and everything. You don't really look at a team as just like how does a team make that shot? You know what I mean?
yeah,
You look at a player for that. That makes more sense.
yeah. Everyone wants to see the star player, and you know that was my goal. I wanted to be that star player.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, my friend Kyle, he went like super hardcore into the whole Overwatch scene, trying to get up there. Like he would research like a lot of different videos on like how to do this or how to make this shot. He would look at someone's stream and like trying to replicate that. Because I think when you said Shadowburn, I think I recognized that name. Because he was a huge Pharah main. He loved playing Pharah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really it's like a totally different side to gaming. It really is.
Yeah.
Compared to like casual and competitive.
It's always finding that tiny little bit that you can do to improve, because once you hit a certain point, improvement is a lot more difficult. Like when you're first starting the game, obviously you have so much room to improve, but once you have all the knowledge you need, it's the tiny little changes that you see people do that is what makes them the good player. Like the tiny little blink controls that pro tracers have. You know, they land directly in front of an enemy to do something, or the Genjis who dash at a perfect angle to get right behind an enemy. So it's like once you have to master all these tiny little things to really improve at it once you're there. So
Definitely. Do you ever like get into the training room like for a while, or do you just hop right into competitive?
I usually do like 5 minutes of training room, and then lately I've been doing FFA Widow headshot servers just to kind of warm up into it.
Those I can imagine help out a lot.
Yeah. That's more just getting into warm up though. That's not really like going crazy with it, you know. That's just making sure I'm warm enough at home to play.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it as like, oh, I should do this 8 hours a day to become the best headshotter in the game, you know?
Nah. Usually it's like you have to put yourself into that game to be able to get better.
Yep.
You can't just be like, oh, I won a few quick play rounds, I'm ready for competitive. It's a totally different ball game.
Yeah, it's completely different.
And people get toxic in quick play too.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
so
some
weird.
people only play quick play, so it's like they still want that win, and you know, you can't blame them for wanting to win even if it's a quick play.
That's fair. That's fair.
So you have the competitive people who are like, oh, it's just quick play, and then you have the casuals who are like, come on, man, I still need my W, I want my levels, you know. They're the ones who grind for the levels, they're the ones who grind for those sprays, you know. They want all the loot. And
all the achievements.
It's a fair thing to you know, be upset about. It's just they might take it a little too far.
Oh yeah, sometimes I've seen some kind of people like that. Yeah. Have you ever thought of doing speed runs? Because you're talking about like not really, I don't know how to explain, not casual speed runs, but small speed runs of like fighting a monster, like how fast can I beat him? Have you ever thought of doing a speed run of a, like, let's say I'm gonna speed run the entire game of Borderlands 2, see how fast I can beat that game?
I've looked into it, and watching it entertains me, but doing it doesn't. I feel like that's all about. Most of the time, it's with a controller. I suck with the controller, just straight up. It would take so long for me to even start with that. And then speedruns are also all about like 100% knowledge of the game. So you you'd have to beat the game regularly, and then you'd have to go into the background and find glitches, because most of them are based on glitches, and there will be different seeds for the tournaments for like no major glitches, or 100% this, or get all of these one items. And so that you have to like learn every single aspect of the game. And unless I found a single player game that I liked that much, I feel like it'd be difficult for me to only play one game to an extent like that. But I find them really, really interesting and entertaining to watch, though.
Yeah, I find them interesting too, because they find like the little cracks in the game, or little like glitches. They just go through and hope for the best.
Yeah, I really like the mechanical like aspect to it, that people do perfect frame movements, you know. The perfect frame, like they have 1 to 3 frames to do something, and they can do it consistently. That's what gets me in it.
That's crazy. Yeah, like I've seen some. Even like, there was a Twitch clip, I think, where like the person like went into that crack, and he thought he messed up. He's like falling and falling. He's like, oh god, that'd be cool if I actually land on the thing. He lands directly on it. He's like, okay, that just happened. All right, we're here now. We're gonna continue.
Yeah, that's how glitches get found, and that's how people improve. You know, they play the game so much till they accidentally find something else. It's how speedruns work, and then the world records are the guys who've been playing for God knows how long. So even getting into it, your best luck would be trying to find the latest speedrun game, and learning with the community, than trying to get into something like Ocarina of Time, where people have been playing it for 20 years or whatever, you know. Yeah, good luck getting a world record on a game that people have been grinding 20 years on.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I've heard like some people like a good starting point with speedrun games is like Portal 2 or something like that, because it's like a super short game. You can easily like look up different parts of the game to get to. It's interesting.
Yeah, people who do like Final Fantasy runs where they're like 7-hour, 8-hour runs. I couldn't imagine that.
How? Like,
you just sit there every single day running an 8-hour run of the same game, and you know that one mistake could ruin your whole time, and your whole run's just over.
Exactly. Oh gosh.
You can be 7 hours and 55 minutes into an 8-hour run, and it's just over.
I can imagine how much rage that builds up for people.
Right? They have so much adrenaline rushing because they know they're going to get whatever time, and then they mess that one thing up, and it's over.
That's a yikes. Oh gosh. And yeah, that's scary. There's like a speedrun Dark Souls where they beat the game in like an hour or something like that. Something crazy. And it's just like, what? You watch them play, it's like, it looks so easy. But then you play it and you just, no.
Yeah. They make it look so easy.
Oh yeah, because they memorize every movement the enemy has, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They know which way to go.
That's just every single game that you play, though. You know, you put enough time into it, you just learn. So you try to do it yourself, it's over pretty quickly, especially in something like Dark Souls.
Oh yeah, definitely. Going back to like the Twitch side of things, for you, when did you, I guess, so you started taking it seriously like last year?
In March, yeah.
Yes. Did you take it casually like before that, or like when did you start?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that I did it purely for VOD purposes for the team, and that's when I like really started. And then I basically was running 0 views for a couple months, and then I finally had my like first person show up from one of my other friends who was streaming, and he's stuck around ever since then. And then, you know, more and more people keep showing up, and you never know, you know, might blow up one day.
Yeah, that's so cool. Like, you get, what was your high point in Twitch so far?
It was both my high and low point at the same time. So it's kind of weird to say it like that, but you know who IDDQD is? He's a professional Overwatch player. Yeah. Well, in February of this year, he hosted me for like 3,000 people. At the exact time I was about to quit Overwatch. Like I was ready to exit the game and quit Overwatch for good. At that exact time. So I got this huge host, and so I kept playing this game, and I was like 1 in 10 for the day, and I was popping off. I was killing everybody, you know, and I've never had chat move that fast, but I still quit the game the next day.
Yeah.
So it's both the high and low point, you know. I had an opportunity to really take the viewership, but at the stress levels I was playing Overwatch, and it wasn't worth it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
3,000 people just in your chat.
Yep, it was like a 3,200 person host.
I cannot imagine that. Like,
and I'll still reading every one of them messages, man. I wasn't even looking at my screen while playing. I was literally chat box watching while killing people. Like, I didn't want to miss all these new people, you know, because I had been getting good at chat interaction. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I'm not gonna miss their messages, so I'm just sitting there looking at my other monitor while still killing people, and they're like, you need to focus on the game, and I'm still killing people.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
I can't do that.
Yeah, that was like heart beating so fast moment, you know. It's actually sweating. I was sweating because there were so many people watching me, and it was crazy.
That could be kind of overwhelming. Just imagine you're in
it was
your
so
room.
overwhelming. I had like 10, 15, 20 people watching at the time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there's 3,200 people. And I'm like, this can't be real, you know? I'm like, this is a joke. Like, Twitch Streamlabs messed up, and then you can't read your chat anymore because it's moving so fast.
Yeah. I can imagine it goes super fast. My goodness.
Yeah, you have like 2 seconds before it just shoots up a whole page. If that.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
That's scary. I think the most I've ever had, my biggest host was probably, I think a stream of probably over like 30 people. I got hosted by a random person. And
oh, nice.
It was really crazy too. I was playing zombies, and then he came in and hosted me. I was just like, hello. I never had that many people watching me before. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I choked so hard in zombies, I died immediately.
Oh no, that's your opportunity. As soon as you get hosted, you get like 30 seconds to impress whoever's there, otherwise they're gone, you know?
They love the way I freaked out the host, so they were just going crazy anyways.
Yeah.
But damn, I cannot imagine 3,200 in your chat.
Mm-hmm.
I would literally just freeze and just stare at my monitor like, what is happening?
I'm pretty sure there's clips of them saying like the streamer's broken, because I was just like sitting there like, I don't believe it, you know? And it's like my chat box was filled with just follows. Like there weren't even messages that you could read because there were so many follows scrolling down, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that was
insane.
I couldn't imagine it, you know. Again, I can't even imagine it still happening, even though it did, you know.
Yeah.
So.
My goodness. So that was what kept you playing Overwatch
for like a couple days.
You quit. And
yeah,
now you're back
that's when I
into
moved to the Fortnite train. I tried to be competitive in Fortnite.
Yeah.
I did that for 3 months.
When you did that. Yeah.
I did it for 3 months. Hit the top 1K leaderboards on their first like tournament thingy in game, and I was like, "Yep, I'm done. I don't like this game."
That's pretty cool though.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. So, yeah, I think I joined into your streams around that time. I think.
Yeah, that was about March this year, because February was when I got hosted, and then a week after I started Fortnite.
Dang. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yep.
That's cool. Like I love like finding out how like, hey, this is how we met sort of thing. I love getting into that kind of stuff. Damn.
Yeah.
How did
I mean,
it was it through about the coconuts?
Probably. I mean, Mother Coconuts has been like one of my top networking buddies. Like, we'll send each other to each other's like friends so that, you know, everyone's networking through each other, and we build like a community of our own. And you can actually go into Twitch stats and see like how many people you guys share together. And there's something like 50% of our viewership is similar to each other because we just send each other so many people all the time. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. How did you and Mother Coconuts meet?
So remember that first guy I said who showed up to my chat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's been watching me since then. And one day he was like, I was like, hey, who do I host today? You know, like none of the people I normally host are on. And he's like, yo, I've been watching this positive guy, Mother Coconuts. Go host him. And I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's just do it. So I hosted him, and he was playing Widow, and I started judging his Widow gameplay, and he'll tell you all about it. He'll be like, oh my god. But I mean, I actually first started off pretty positive in his stream because he was like super PMA, you know, like this. I've never seen such PMA in my life. Like he's just the kindest guy I've ever seen on a Twitch stream. Like it was scary compared to what I'm used to, you know? Like, I'm used to everyone just raging at each other all the time in Overwatch, and this guy's like, oh man, you're doing a great job. And I'm like, we're not playing the same game, dude. So I started hanging out and talking with him, and then I don't know, I hosted more than once. He hosted me back, and then, you know, we just kicked it off, and then we started playing Monster Hunter together. That's where it really kicked off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like with some people that live stream on Twitch, they have like two different personalities. They have the personality they show on Twitch, and then they have the personality they show IRL. A lot of times it's night and day. But with you guys, it's pretty much exactly the same. Like you guys are exactly the same as you are on like be on call with you as you were to be on Twitch, and I think that's just super awesome because you're genuine. It was just what I'm trying to say. I mean, it's really cool.
I see the other people who put on like a show for their things, and I understand we're entertainers really, but I feel there's like a lack of people just being real. Like I'll tell my chat to shut up, and I'll tell them that they suck at games, you know, and straight up, and they still show up, you know. Like sometimes people just need to hear it.
It's like, why did you come back? I literally just told you to shut up.
Yeah, I mean, it's different when somebody's like, I don't know, there to actually be themselves, I guess. Because a lot of people don't. I mean, sometimes I go, you know, a little too far one way or the other, and sometimes I do try to put on a little bit more of a show, but like most of the time it's just me being me. You know, I think it's too much effort to try otherwise.
Oh yeah. But I was also talking about that as well. Like Twitch streamers, they do put on a show like Dr. Disrespect. Yeah. He's a huge one. But I was mostly talking about people that like they are super duper friendly on stream, but then when you get into a call with them, they're just like,
oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. Like I met a few people like that, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. You know, a lot of people go on Twitch and they look for it as, you know, the next big thing happening, and that's what they're there for. You know, they hope to one day just be making millions off of it, but and you can see the different motivations that people have sometimes. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, I don't really know where I'm going with that, but but I mean, it's there. You know, people, everyone's got their own reasons to be on Twitch. So if they have to put on a show to try and be entertaining for their viewers, that's what they're there to do, and good for them. It just may not line up with someone like us who are like, no, dude, that's not cool. So
yeah, and there are some people who are just completely upfront, like completely just like, hey, I'm a complete open book sort of thing. Yeah, it's interesting. The different types of there's also like different types of reasons why people do stream as well. Like some people are just like, hey, I'm looking for this for their career. Hey, I'm doing this because I use this as an escape to stream and everything. It's sorry. It's a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, everyone's got their own reason to stream, and it's different. I don't know, like what's the reason for you streaming, you know? Like you yourself.
Me?
Yeah.
I stream because I genuinely just love talking to people and everything. I love having someone to talk to as I'm playing games and to share my experiences in the game. Because with YouTube, you record a video and you're not talking to anyone. You're talking pretty much to yourself the entire time, and then you post it hoping that someone would say something in your chat.
Mm-hmm.
And just to have that direct response and to create like a friendship and like a relationship with that person as you're streaming, I think that is really cool. I did use streaming as an escape at one point. That was this year. Like I was streaming like pretty much almost all night because I was just like, I couldn't sleep. I just needed something to get my mind off things.
Mm-hmm.
With all the like events that sorry, all the events that has happened this year, I just want the only way to take my mind off it, because if I were to get in call with friends, they'd be like trying to like talk to me about it. I'm like, no, I just want to stream. So I would just stream the entire time. I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, I asked. I mean,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like yours is completely different from mine. So like my initial one was VOD reviews, and people were like, hey, you're good at games, you should stream. And that's why I started for VOD reviews, and people said I should. And I mean, now it's become a whole nother thing. Like I like the community I built, you know. I've actually got a community that I say that I have built. I have an active Discord, I have an active chat, and people are always like badgering each other. It's great. It's hilarious, you know. And it's good to see, you know. It's why I'm really doing it now. Like I like seeing my community build and everyone just be themselves or have a place to vent or whatever they need it to be, you know.
That's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't use it as an escape now. It was just that before it would happen before, like
Sure.
a little while ago.
Whatever you
like,
say.
Okay. Listen, bud. Damn. Where do you see with this for the future? Like, where do you want this to be?
I don't really want to like set a goal though. Like I just I just let it go with what it's going at. I mean, growth is so random. I mean, you have months where you might not see a follower, and then you have months where you have 800 followers, you know. So I don't want to like set a goal for myself and be like, this is where I want to be. I just kind of want to see myself continue to grow at any pace, really, you know. As long as it's upwards, I'm happy. And that's really the only thing, is I enjoy doing it. So as long as we're at a solid pace and nothing's blowing up all the time, and I'm happy, you know, that's that.
Yeah. That's good. Definitely a good way to look at it. Yeah. Like, do you
I don't even do follower goals. I don't do sub goals. Like, I don't want people to feel pressured to do anything. Like, I don't want people to follow because they see I'm at 999 followers, you know. I want someone to follow because they actually enjoy what I'm putting on the screen. And I actually didn't even notice I had 1,000 followers when I hit it, until someone in chat was like, hey, you're like at 1,010 followers. And I'm like, what? You know, like that's what I mean though. Like,
happy 1K. Yeah.
Numbers are numbers to me, and the people that matter are the ones who show up or who are part of my community. So
absolutely. Oh yeah. Definitely. And it's always those
answers.
like no, it was good. I didn't mean to like, yeah, good answer. Or no. Especially the people that come back to the streams, like every day. Like I've been having some people that have been just coming back every single day, like all that I stream. I'm just like, how are you not annoyed by me? Is like my mindset. Right? I'm just like, it's interesting. It's so weird. It's so cool to see that, like when people come back and they just say hello, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're back today. How's it going? Like, how's your day? Like, you build a relationship with your audience, and it's cool.
Yeah, I stream like at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on the dot almost every day. It'll be like 3:26 and my chat will be open, and I'll you know, I got banana in my chat. You type banana in chat, it falls. It'll be like 3:26 and I'll have people typing banana in my chat, and I have my OBS blowing up with bananas just falling everywhere before I'm even live. Like, they're just waiting.
And do you want to explain that really quick?
So basically, if you go into my Twitch channel and you go into my chat and you type the word banana, a voice will say banana or like something related to bananas, and a banana will fall on my Twitch screen. Now, I don't even have to be live for this to happen because it's connected to my OBS. So they'll be in my chat typing banana before I'm live, and I have my headphones on and I'm doing something like setting up for stream, and I'll just hear banana, 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 banana all over the place. And so it's nice to know that people are like already there before I even hit start stream, you know? But it's even funnier that they can do that.
That is crazy, yeah. Does it ever scare you sometimes? It catches you off guard? It's just a banana. Okay, hi.
Like, if someone typed it right now in my chat, yeah, that'd probably scare me. Like, sometimes I'll leave it open, and then someone would have been lurking, and they're still in my chat, and it'll be like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I'm like, just chilling out. And then all of a sudden, I just hear a loud banana. And I'm like, what just happened? So, like, that sometimes it'll get me, but it usually happens just slightly before and after.
Oh, yeah. Like, I would sometimes get a notification when I'm, like, setting stuff up, or, like, for stream. And it just, like, scares me. I'm like, I'm not ready for this. What just happened?
Yeah.
That's so interesting, yeah. But I think that just about covers everything.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah. That was an awesome, like, I really genuinely enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was
really
fun.
Cool.
It was.
Yeah. But if you guys haven't checked out Snooperoofle, make sure you check out all the links in the description below. If you guys also want to listen to the podcast a day before the video comes out, it's on SoundCloud, all in there. So everything is in the description below. Make sure you go follow the Snooperoofle on all the social media. And yeah, you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for having me here. I'd like to thank all the people who are gonna show up to chat or watch your videos and support you and I.
Yeah.
And just click heads, guys. Just click heads. That's number one tip. As an educational streamer for competitive games, that's it. Number one.
Just click heads.
Number one.
That's it.
Yep. That's just it. You do that, you're golden.
And you're set. You're done.
Yep.
You'll be in top 500 in 2 days.
Easily.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, thank you again so much for joining in today. I really do appreciate it. I think it's awesome having you here.
Yeah, I enjoyed being here. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
No problem, man. You guys have a good day. Thank you very much for listening or watching if you're watching this on YouTube. And you guys have a good one. Goodbye.